Whoa, 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 cha-cha on the ballroom beat. You got two left feet, get on the ballroom beat. They're dancing in the street, they're on the ballroom beat. We can tango, we can swing, we can do anything. Walking through the door and waltz on the floor. You wanna feel the heat, get on the ballroom beat. Cha-cha on the ballroom beat. Foxtrot on the ballroom beat. Salsa on the ballroom beat. Cha-cha on the ballroom beat.
Welcome to On the Ballroom Beat. I'm your host, Lania Berger, and with me today is Bert Meyer from On Pointe Dancewear and More. Now, Bert is here to talk to us about shoes.
Yes, that's great.
Which we're so excited to have you. Welcome to On the Ballroom Beat.
Thank you for having me here. It's nice.
Oh,
Okay.
well,
Our pleasure.
I am delighted to talk about shoes with you today. Now,
yes.
Last week we did a little bit of the history of Arthur Murray Part 1. Just to let you know, Part 2 will continue next week, so make sure you tune in for that, as well as the we have an exclusive interview with Tony Dovolani from Dancing with the Stars. But today, isn't that, he's so nice. He's so nice, by the way. Such a nice guy.
Yes.
But today we are going to be focusing all on shoes, because ballroom shoes are so important to our craft,
Yes.
and so many people have questions about them. So let's start by just, if you wouldn't mind introducing yourself a little bit, Bert, maybe tell us a little bit about On Pointe and how you got started in dancewear and dance shoes.
Well, my daughter actually came up with the name On Pointe Dancewear because she was dancing all the time and we couldn't find any dancewear. I used to work in real estate and then the market crashed, so that didn't work very well anymore. So my wife and I said we're going to start something new, and so we did that about 7.5 years ago. And then we initially just had ballet and jazz and tap and all that. And then we realized that ballroom is really big in this area, in this entire area, St. Pete, Clearwater, Palm Harbor, Tampa, everywhere. And yeah, and it grew and grew. And now more than half of our business is this.
Ballroom.
Yes. Okay.
That's
Yes.
marvelous. Well, I've got to tell you, I've sent many students over to On Pointe Dancewear, and the response that I always get is that there's great selection, that you're very well educated in dance shoes, and that the customer service is fantastic. So I hear such wonderful things.
We try to do our best. We give the people the idea of what they need in a shoe. Okay. Yeah. So one of the big differences is that, of course, you have a suede sole on the shoe, because it's very important to have the comfortable shoes, because the dance teachers tell us they can dance 3 hours in these shoes and not get tired feet because of the padding. They're really soft here. They have a steel shank, most of them, and they're really soft and flexible. And if you take regular shoes, after an hour of dancing, you'll just be very, very tired. And yeah, that's the big difference. So the suede sole, and then of course we have the different styles of shoes.
Absolutely. Well, I can vouch for that, as I was a dance teacher full-time and teaching 45 lessons a week. And in dance shoes, it was fine. I could totally handle it. In real shoes, I think I would have been...
Oh yeah, I know.
I don't think I would have lasted.
You get very tired feet. Yes, and if you're tired of aching feet, go to the ballroom shoes.
But tell us too, because some folks will start out in street shoes or in shoes that they might, regular high heels. What is the difference in the movement, in the way that they're able to move in a ballroom shoe versus a street shoe?
Well, it should be snug, because your foot is an extension of your body, and if you have a lot more control over the moves if you have a shoe that is fitted right. And fitting is very important. We see that with pointe shoes, but we see that just the same with ballroom shoes, that we fit them right. And a lot of people, they have shoes that are too wide, they have too much space, they're not snug here, then they slide around, they get blisters, etc., etc. So the shoe has to be snug here. Typically, if you take a shoe like that, a lot of people don't know that. You don't some dance teachers, they want us to go over the edge with the foot, so you can, when you do this, you can touch the floor. But not everybody is comfortable with that. But a lot of people get shoes and they go too far away. They have too much shoe here. And so the sizing is very important, and that's one reason why it's better to come to the store than buying them online, because the sizes vary from manufacturer to manufacturer, even from model to model. So it's very, very difficult. So the best thing is to try them on. And we can, if we don't have a shoe in stock, we can order a shoe, and if it doesn't fit, it stays in the store.
Okay.
Yeah, so you don't have to buy it.
That's good to know.
So, yeah.
And Bert, when people come over to your store, do you actually size them for the shoe, or how does that work?
Yeah, we measure the feet, and then we see. It's interesting, a lot of people don't even know what size foot they have. It's very funny. And some people have extremely wide feet or some extremely narrow feet. So then there are different models that are good for a wide foot or for a narrow foot. If you have a wide foot, you don't want a shoe that's very pointy here or a peep toe. If you have a very narrow foot, you probably need that shoe.
Okay.
And of course, it depends on the styles too.
Now, here's one of the most common questions I get asked. What is the difference between a rhythm shoe and a smooth shoe?
Well, you know, rhythm and Latin, you have a lot of the sandals. Some of them have the mesh here. Most of them have a strappy design like this one here, where you have a lot of straps that go around. It's a little more like a sandal design, whereas a smooth shoe is this. It's closed toe. There's two kinds of smooth shoes. There is the international smooth and the American smooth. The international smooth requires that it's closed on the side here.
Okay.
For American smooth, you can have this, or you can have it open on the side. So that's definitely very different. If you get this color, it probably fits most clothing. A lot of people don't know that either. When you go to competitions, then in a Latin competition, they want the dark tan satin like this, because they typically don't allow, they actually don't even allow the bling in the competition. They don't want any bling on the shoe. They just want the
Is
plain.
that for international or American?
No, that's American. It's mostly there. With
American
the
can have
smooth
more
shoes.
bling though, correct?
But if you
I'm
participate,
asking because when I used to compete professionally,
Yes.
I did have a lot of bling on my rhythm shoes, and to me, the more bling, the better. But I did American style. I didn't do international
Yes.
style, and I know international is a little bit more.
well, what it
stricter.
is this. You know, they say if you have a lot of bling on the shoe, like this one here or this one, they're beautiful shoes. They're
Yes.
gorgeous to look at. However, it attracts the eye more to the foot. So they say, well, we need this color to blend in with the skin and the floor, and we don't want too many decorations on it, so that the eye doesn't go to the foot, but more to the body.
That makes sense.
So
So, in
that's-
other words, if
yeah.
you're going to wear this shoe, can we hold this again? I call this the Adele, by the way,
Oh,
because
this is a beautiful shoe.
because
Just came out. It's a brand
Adele
new
wore
model.
these into the studio, and now I think that we're going to have about 20 girls wearing these shoes.
Yes.
So on the Adele model, you certainly better have good footwork, is what you're saying, because this is going to definitely attract attention to your feet.
Yes, I mean, if you're good, yes, it does attract it, So, but from what I was told is that in competitions,
I can see that.
they tend to say stay away from the bling.
I don't know if I can. I'll try.
But I think if you have bling like this,
It kinda
maybe
blends
that
in.
is the same color.
Yeah.
It will be okay.
And I see too with the color, it makes sense because it extends the leg line, right? So
Yes.
it brings the line even
Yeah,
longer.
it blends in with the floor. It blends in with the skin color. Some people spray tan their legs or have fishnets on, and it's just one, and it goes with any color, green. If you have a dress that's pink, whatever,
It can always match.
Works. It matches. Yes.
How do you feel though about using a colored shoe at a competition? Like a black shoe, a red shoe if you're wearing a red costume.
Well, they don't want black at the competitions, and the reason is because, again, it's a big contrast to the skin, so your eye goes to the foot again.
I
So
can see that.
they don't want that focus, and so they encourage to not use. Some will not allow black shoes.
Okay.
These
At the
all
stricter
these all these
competitions.
shoes come in black.
Yes.
The Latin sandals, and if you don't compete, yes, of course you can have them. Or if you have a black dress.
Gotcha.
Then maybe
or black
it matches.
fishnets. If you've got black fishnets,
Yeah,
then it
and
would
if you-
extend the line.
I think I think a black shoe is probably most suitable if you have a black top, and a lot of people use black tops.
Yeah,
black,
that's very
black
true.
skirts, and we, by the way, have skirts too and tops.
Yes, you have wonderful practice wear. Yeah, they're over at Arthur Murray right now, and it was all I could do to pull myself out of the studio
we
to come
couldn't
to
bring
shoot.
everything here, of course,
Yeah, you've got some.
But
good
we
stuff
brought
there.
some samples of practice shoes, and when you
Yeah, let's
practice,
talk about that.
Yeah, if you just do practicing, then you have different heel heights. This is more of a Cuban heel. By the way, if you do swing dancing or West Coast swing, you want a heel that is wider because you don't have the stability. If somebody tosses you around and you have to
Right.
land on this, it's really hard to do.
Right.
So that's why typically they have a more sturdy heel.
And what
which is
exactly?
wider.
Can you explain what a Cuban heel is?
Cuban heel is wide. This is a Cuban heel. This is a classic Cuban heel. And we have a lot of dressy shoes that come in these
Hold
heels.
it right in front of me, so it's right in front of the black.
Some of them are higher here,
Okay.
and some of them are lower, maybe 1.5.
What's the most popular that you sell? Heel size for this?
West Coast swing is the low one. It's about half the size of this.
Okay.
Yes, about half the size of this. For regular swing, we have a lot of shoes that have this. They have the vintage models of the shoes. There's a company that specializes in swing shoes only, and they have all the vintage designs, and they have wedges and all that.
They're
Really interesting
adorable.
shoes.
They're adorable.
Yeah,
Air
so-
Salad nails.
Yes, that's Air
They have
Salad,
fabulous
correct.
shoes. This practice shoe, I don't know if I don't know that you can tell in the camera. I'm trying to move it so you can see it's sort of iridescent. That's
It's
so
an iridescent.
pretty.
It's called Blue Illusion, and it's a shoe by Very Fine, and it has the colors in gold, turquoise, and also purple in there. And it's actually a shoe that my wife designed because you can order. Yeah, it comes standard in gold and in black, all black.
Okay.
And then you can have different kinds of mesh. This has the standard black mesh. Sometimes you can have mesh with little curls or flowers in them. And then they have a standard shoe, a Latin sandal like that in this color, but they don't have this shoe standard. So my
Okay.
wife ordered this in all sizes, and
Wow.
it's been flying off the shelf.
Compliments
People-
to your wife. I
people
like it
love-
too.
Yes, people
It's a
love
nice
this
shoe.
because it's just fun.
Now, why
Yeah.
have a practice shoe?
Because you don't, maybe you want to have more than one pair of shoes. If you like dancing, why always have the same, right?
Absolutely.
So you don't want, so if you don't compete, the practice shoe typically has a little bit of a lower heel.
Yeah.
And it's also more pleasant to wear.
Yeah, and I can say too, from a teacher's perspective, when we're working on footwork, let's say we're working on rise and fall, and I'm
Right.
focusing on heel, toe, toe, heel, toe, toe, and you're doing this constantly over and over again, it's
I
going to
see.
be a lot better to practice in this really stable, really comfortable shoe than to be practicing in this shoe. Now, when you go to competition, you're not going to be doing the exercises over and over and over again, so you get into this shoe.
Right.
Would you agree?
Yes,
I think
exactly.
That's the way I've
So
sort of looked at it.
Yeah, you keep the shoe for more formal events, and
Yeah.
then use the practice shoe when you go to practice.
Now, there are different heel heights. How might somebody decide what is the right heel height for them, and how can they determine with the shoe? Here are some examples we've got up on the screen right now of different
Oh, yes.
types of shoes, the
that's right.
3-inch, the 2.5 inch. You've got the Cubans and the flares and the slims. And can you explain a little bit of this for us?
Okay, well, the ladies' slim shoe is probably similar to this here. Then you have more of a flared heel. That will be a thicker, high heel, like that.
Okay, I
And
see.
then
So
you
we've
have-
got the difference
Yeah.
here is really in the base of the heel.
Right.
That in this
Then you
one-
have, this is a 3.5 inch heel right here. This is a 2.5 inch heel. Now, different manufacturers have different concept of what 2.5 inches are. Some measure it on the inside, some measure it on the outside.
Ah, okay.
So if you have a Stephanie shoe, this is a Capezio shoe. So Capezio is pretty good. What I usually do is I use my finger, and this is exactly where 2.5 is. So this one's measured on the inside. It's 2.5 inches. Yeah, from here to here. But if you go to Stephanie, 2.5 inches is really 2.75. If you go to very fine, 2.5 inches is really 2.2. Mm-hmm. So you never know what you're gonna get in terms of the heel height. So they do that to make it interesting. It's the same thing with the sizing. They give me a size 7, and for example, the Very Fine company, they have 5 different series of models, 5 different collections. Every collection, a 7 is different from another 7. So they do that so that I don't get bored. Yeah.
No, I bet you never do get bored. Yeah, so another reason that it is really important to go in and size and do it right, because, we have a lot of, online you can get like the really cheap pair for $30. You don't really know what you're getting. And I'll tell you too, I did it once. Once, that's all it took. 3 weeks later, when the heel was busted off and the shoe was like broken in the arch, I thought, well, I'm not going to be cheap about my shoes anymore. You get what you pay for.
It's really true. I mean, a lot of the good quality shoes, they have a steel shank in here. So they're not gonna break, and then they're really soft up here. See that? If you need Latin, you can point your foot. So this is one of the big differences. A regular shoe is harder here, or a tango shoe doesn't have the suede sole, and it's harder in the ball of the foot.
Right. So they can dance in the street.
Exactly. This you don't wear on the street. You can see everybody always comes to the studio comes in a bag, right? So yeah, bring the bag along and then change shoes. And they have this quick release too.
I was just about to say, I have taught so many women about this, and they all say the same thing. Why don't regular shoes have this? They are really missing out. So can you explain it? Because a lot of people look at it and go...
Well, what you do is, see, you have a little buckle that is on a strap, and you have a hook here. And you slide this strap right in here. So you only have to adjust it once. You say, okay, this is how tight I want it. And then when you take it off, you pull it and you release it, just like that. And it's really great, because if you have a competition when you have a lot of numbers and you have to change shoes really fast, it doesn't, because usually it's dark near the dance floor, and then you have to go and if you have to tie this on your foot like that, it's really hard to actually tie it up.
I did have a lady late to a heat because she was fussing with the buckle. Yes. And I thought, I wish she had quick release right now, because we could just release, and it'd be done.
This. And this is actually the majority of the ballroom shoes have this quick release. Okay. Sometimes what happens is that the hook breaks, but we have hooks in the store, so we can.
Can you talk to us a little bit about upkeep and about repair? If the hook were to break, what do you do? How do you feel about...
If the hook breaks, which is really, it's only about 5% out of all shoes that this happens. These hooks are usually pretty strong, but it does happen sometimes. And then the people come and they say, it broke. So a cobbler, which we don't do at our store, but a cobbler you can get the hook, you bring the hook with the shoe to the cobbler, and then they sew it back together.
It's a pretty easy fix, I would think.
Yeah, and it's cheap. It's not expensive.
And can you give us other upkeep tips? I know that we talk about brushing the sole of the shoe.
Yes, I didn't bring a suede brush, but there's a suede brush. And the suede brush has bristles that are metal. And
very
they're
sharp.
Angled. So when you brush them, you have to push against, not pull like this. In other words, the bristles are like that. And
Bert, do you know how long I've been in this industry, and do you know I brush the wrong way?
If you do this, you shred.
I go like this, but that's not right.
You shred it.
Like this.
So you have to push it so that you can, and you should actually do that practically every time you put the shoes away.
Really?
Yeah, because the suede is very soft here, and it has the right consistency on the floor. It doesn't slip. Like a hard leather sole will slip.
Yes.
But it's
suede.
Too slippery.
You're right.
Okay. A rubber sole has too much traction. So if you move like this, you might hurt your knee if you have rubber. So some men do that. They take rubber soles and they go dancing, and
Yeah, they just stick to the floor.
It's exactly. You don't have enough
Traction.
sliding.
Sliding, okay, gotcha.
So
I'm
this has
looking-
the right consistency to do this. So it
We have to go to
turns and
commercial.
it's-
In fact, I've gone a little bit over commercial time. So we'll see you on the other side. We're going to talk
Yes.
about men's shoes. See you on the other side. Bye.
Everyone's story is different, so why be limited to just one or two options? With Norcom's Norflex Home Loan, you're given the flexibility to tell your story. Pick your terms from 8 to 30 years, all while maintaining a low, fixed mortgage rate. You can pay off your loan more quickly or choose a term based on your budget and timeline. Whatever you do with the Norflex Home Loan, make it part of your financial plan. Norflex, short-term, long-term, your terms. Apply online at norcommortgage.com.
Beltran Dental Surgery is dedicated to providing the highest quality dental surgery.
Teeth in a Day allows a patient to walk in with their old teeth, sleep under IV sedation, and walk out with a brand new smile. Unlike dentures, Teeth in a Day allows you to eat what you want and still feel like you have your own teeth.
From wisdom teeth removal to implants or creating a whole new smile, call now or visit our website to learn more about our procedures. Get a brand new smile today.
This is one bee that loves going to the dentist because it's made for you and me.
My name is Dr. Becerra from New Tampa Pediatric Dental. Providing a comfortable atmosphere in early dental care gives kids a great start for healthy teeth and gums for life.
My middle son did not like to come to the dentist, but now he loves to come to the Beehive.
You don't have to be afraid to go to the dentist. Believe me, Dr. B and his worker bees are the best. Call New Tampa Pediatric Dental today.
Revolutionary in his field, Dr. Bonatti created, perfected, and patented the Bonatti spine procedures. Using his genius, Bonatti invented precise tools necessary to minimize surgery, scarring, anesthesia, and recovery. So successful are the Bonatti spine procedures, they consistently reflect over 94% patient satisfaction. 45,000 successful procedures have been performed exclusively at our location. Nearly half our patients suffer from failed back and neck surgeries at other facilities. Bonatti succeeds where others fail.
The last several years have been confusing and trying for homeowners. Advisors Mortgage and Financial Group was there before the housing crisis, during, and we are still here now advising people of their options and helping them choose the best financial solutions for their family. You do have options, and today's market promises lots of opportunities. We have found that there are a lot of questions out there and misinformation, and we want you to know we have answers. Advisors Mortgage and Financial Group, providing solutions today for a better tomorrow.
Welcome back to On the Ballroom Beat. I am here with Bert Meyer from On Pointe Dancewear and more. We are talking about shoes. I gave the ladies the lion's share of this show, and now it's time for the men, and they just get a little short section. But that's okay, right? Because the ladies probably are a little bit more...
The majority of the customers are ladies, and sometimes they have to convince the men that they have to have a ballroom shoe.
So we've helped
It's
them
actually
out.
really important that they get them because if they take a regular shoe, a lot of men just use the regular shoes. Sometimes they work, but it's still not the same. A standard shoe is the one on the very left over there. This is one of our best-selling shoes for men. A lot of teachers prefer this. A lot of men also go and, you know what they get? They get sneakers with suede soles.
Really?
We have that too, for practice.
Oh, that's great.
Yes. And especially if they're wide foot, then it's like it's almost like a slipper.
Yeah.
But it's a sneaker that has a suede sole, which is comfortable for practice. This, if you want to compete, you need something like this. You need a standard Oxford. This is a regular low heel shoe for smooth. You can use it for Latin too. You can use it for everything.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Now, I've always felt that the men, they use the Cuban heel for Latin, but are some men using this for Latin?
Some do because
Really?
what my experience has shown that when the men come in and they have to have this is a Latin heel, or that is one patent leather there. yeah, they put them on. I mean, when I put them on the first time, I
feels
felt
weird.
really, really strange. Okay, so you have to really get used to it. See, that shoe is very soft, and it's almost like a jazz shoe, and that's one of the differences also between this shoe and your regular dress shoe that you buy at the department store. Because the leather is much softer, the sole is much softer. And by the way, even with the ladies' shoes, a lot of the Stephanies and the high-end shoes, they have this memory foam padding in there, which makes a big difference on the ball of your foot too.
Yes.
Right. And the people that get this shoe, I've never had anybody come back complaining about that shoe. It's
Good
interesting.
to know.
Because they are so soft in the ball of the foot. So it's like a jazz shoe, and people have to get used to that, because when we walk around, in general, every day when you go outside, you have a shoe that's really built stronger. It's a thicker sole. This is fairly thin. If you look at this, this is fairly thin on the sole.
Yes.
Yeah. Now this is higher up. Some of them come with the shank. Some of them are split sole.
And what do you recommend for a beginner dancer or advanced dancer? Because I've often heard that advanced dancers go more toward the split sole because it allows
Correct.
more foot articulation.
Yes.
Beginners
exactly.
want the support.
See, this is one of the higher heels. This is a 1.5-inch heel, standard high heel. They call it a Cuban heel for men. So that would be used for Latin. So if you have that, you have the one with the shank, it's still bearable. This is almost 2 inches high. There are very few shoes that have 2-inch high heels. It's rare, but some teachers use them. I have one teacher that I know that has this particular one, which interestingly enough, they discontinued this shoe so it's on sale now. So it's at half price.
Whoa!
By the way, a lot of ladies' shoes are on half price because Capezio, about 3/4 of their line, they discontinued it.
Really?
So we have a lot of those pairs that we can pass on the.
Can you tell our viewers
discount.
how they can get to these discounts at On Pointe?
You have to come to the store.
And where are you located?
We are at 2113 on Central Avenue. That's 5 blocks west of Tropicana Field.
Oh, so
Yeah.
right by the top, right by Tropicana Field, by where the
Yes.
Rays play.
Yeah.
So go get your shoes and then go watch some baseball.
Right. And now
And you're in St.
we've
Petersburg,
doubled our
Florida.
space. We just doubled our space last week.
Congratulations.
So we have a really nice floor, wooden floor in there. People can try their shoes.
Marvelous.
Yeah.
Now, a lot of our viewers are not in the local area. Can they still order by phone with you?
You can call me. We can, talk about the size, and lately we've been shipping a lot of shoes out. Yes.
Okay, great.
Yes.
If they ship out and it's not quite right, can they ship back?
They ship them back. There is a big community in Brooksville that dances. For them, it's really far to come. So what we do is, I had one gentleman, I had to send him the shoe 3 times until it really fit. So, but we do that.
That's wonderful that you
Yeah.
do that. So the phone number is right behind us. You can see it right there. And so 727-895-1111. If you would like to contact them by phone. But if you are in the area, definitely stop by the store. I'm so excited about your increase of space and lots of good sales going on. Definitely a great time to go and check out shoes. Now, we only have a couple minutes left, but we have to address this absolutely fantastic, John called it the gangsta style shoe. So tell us about this shoe.
Yeah, this is a wingtip design here. It comes in black and white. We have other companies that make it in brown and white as well. And sometimes this upper area stays white. It's mainly a swing shoe. This is actually a swing shoe. Interestingly enough, they produce this with a raw leather sole, which is actually not suede, but it has a similar quality to the suede. So it's raw leather, so it's a lot softer, and it actually can also be damaged. You can scratch it easy. You see these scratches here, because it's not. The hard leather is kind of polished to the bottom, and this is not as slippery.
And hard leather is what you might find in like a theater character shoe.
Yeah, and all the dress shoes in the
dress shoes,
department
okay.
stores. Yes,
Gotcha.
a character shoe, exactly.
Okay.
They have the hard leather.
Yeah, so there's a big difference for sure.
Yeah, they slide more.
Yes, they
this
sure do.
This has a similar quality in terms of the resistance on the floor as suede. These are primarily swing shoes used to, for vintage outfits. If you do swing from the 30s and
Yeah, they're a great looking shoe, that's for sure.
Right. But we have many different designs. We can only bring so many here. There's so many more shoes.
And
course.
if you are watching live right now and you are in the area, come to Arthur Murray Dance Studio in Palm Harbor. We have On Pointe at our party tonight. They're going to be with us all night long, so come on over. They're doing a special discount tonight for folks who come to Arthur Murray.
Absolutely.
So you've got stuff on sale, you've got discounts. Come dance
we
with us.
brought some shoes that were on sale, yes.
Wonderful.
So you can come and browse a little bit.
And we're having a dance party, so after you get your new shoes, you can test drive them on our floor and see what you think. So please come by the dance studio. We would love to have you. We are out of time. Bert, what a pleasure. Thank you so very much. This was very educational. It was wonderful.
Right.
And viewers at home, make sure you tune in next week. Again, we have the history of Arthur Murray Part 2. And then we will also be having our exclusive interview with Tony Dovolani from Dancing with the Stars. You don't want to miss it. We'll see you next week.
That's exciting.
It is. We'll see you next week on the Ballroom Beat.
Cha-cha on the ballroom beat. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Cha-cha on the ballroom beat. Got 2 left feet. Get on the ballroom beat. They're dancing in the street. They're on the ballroom beat. We can tango, we can swing, we can do anything. Walk in through the door and waltz on the floor. You wanna feel the heat? Get on the ballroom beat. Cha-cha on the ballroom beat. Foxtrot on the ballroom beat. Salsa on the ballroom beat. Cha-cha on the ballroom beat.